Thank you for joining us. We wanted to share with you some of the stories of real people close to us and their experiences of wartime, as well as showing our gratitude for all the unsung heroes in whatever role or position they are in, serving our community, supporting us and keeping us safer. In World War I, Emily Seeger was at home looking after her family and was waiting for her husband Albert's return. In World War II, Emily also waved two sons, Philip and Stanley, off to war. Thankfully, Albert Seeger came home and received a letter from King George to thank him for his service.
The Queen joins me in welcoming you on your release from the miseries and hardships which you have endured with so much patience and courage. During these many months of trial, the early rescue of our gallant officers and men from the cruelties of their captivity has been uppermost in our thoughts. We are thankful that this longed-for day has arrived and that back in the old country you will be able once more to enjoy the happiness of a home and to see good days among those who anxiously look for your return.
In World War I, men had no idea what they were going to. They were so proud to go. The memories of the trenches must have stayed imprinted on their minds forever. So many did not return home.
Margaret Rose Harvey. In World War II, Margaret was one of the children who had to leave her family behind. She was evacuated away from Lowestoft to the countryside of Glossop. She had to wait to be chosen by her foster family. She waited on the railway station platform and she was one of the last children to be chosen. Margaret's mum, Emma, sent her dolls and toys, which she never received. Later, Margaret found out these gifts had been given to the foster family's daughter. Margaret was my mum.
Margaret missed her family so much they moved up to Glossop and rented a house to be with her. Meanwhile, her brothers, Wilf and George Harvey, were fighting. Thankfully, they both returned, but they were scarred by war forever.
Those who were children through wartime had to be resilient. There was no choice. Their lives were greatly affected, either by being evacuated, leaving their homes to take shelter in the bunkers in raids, wearing gas masks, losing their homes as well as their family and friends. Ladies were very busy, taking on new job roles, learning new skills, nursing on the battlefront, multitasking like never before, whilst waiting for their loved ones, anxiously waiting for news and caring for their families too.
Harold White, anti-aircraft gunner in the Lancashire Regiment. Harold is here pictured with all his fellow soldiers at Gibraltar. Harold was my granddad.
Philip Albert Seeger. Philip was a petty officer in the Royal Navy in World War II. He was only 18 when he was called up. He travelled the world and saw too much. He had to fight to save his own life when his boat went down. This stayed with him all his life. I know this because he was my dad. These photographs were taken from Philip's ship.
Stanley Seeger. Stan was a Japanese prisoner of war. The thought of getting home to his sweetheart kept him going through the whole experience. Stan risked his life in the camp on several occasions to get bread for his friends. Stan made it home and despite all this, remained to have a happy disposition and a great sense of humour.
Thomas Shepherd, specially enlisted into the Royal Engineers Road Construction Company in 1917. Essential services to rebuild the roads after so much bombing damage. The men from the mining communities proved to be invaluable in the reconstruction of the infrastructure.
Some men did stay at home continuing with essential work to keep the country going. This was particularly true for our mining community in the northwest, where many of our family members would have worked. It was a dangerous occupation. Women also worked in the mines.
Leslie Sharman worked on Home Guard. The Home Guard Army had a very important role of protecting and supporting British citizens with the after effect of attacks and bombing of wartime, as well as other valuable duties.
Christopher Evans, Yorkshire Regiment, served in Kosovo 2000 to 2004. Never truly recovered from his time in service and sadly died in 2013.
You will note quite a few of these stories are from my family members. However, their stories reflect a great number of others. We have included all the stories to show respect not only to those mentioned, but also to thousands more who have stories to tell.
Men going to war had to make wills before they left. Heather Melling, Royal Navy, the first female officer to be assigned guard duty at the Tower of London in 2019.
Our friends, families and loved ones, for what you do and did, we are forever in your debt. Stanley Seeger and Leslie Sharman. Harold White and Thomas Shepherd Sr. Christopher Evans and Heather Melling. Julie Stretton and Norman Stretton. Tommy Farrell and Polly McKinley. Wilfred Harvey and George Harvey. Joseph Simpkin and the staff of Wrightington, Wigan and Lee NHS Foundation Trust. Damon Hatton and Steve Randalls. Magenta Dean and Michael Delaney. Corporal Thomas Shepherd and Jordan James. Caitlin Delaney. Sam Lawton and Edna Lawton. Paul Hubbard and Joseph Francis Hubbard. Philip Albert Seeger and Albert Seeger. And it's still ongoing. We humbly thank you.